Hi, in today's video we'll look at how to divide fractions, and we'll be starting with fractions that have the same denominators. So let's take 7 over 3 divided by 1 over 3 as an example. There are two fractions that have the same denominators. How do we go about dividing this? All you need to do is to divide the numerators and also divide the denominators. Divide the numerators to get your new numerator. Divide the denominators to get your new denominator. Okay, so 7 divided by 1, that's 7. Any number divided by 1 will give you the same number. Over, let's find our new denominator. 3 divided by 3, any number divided by itself will give you 1. 1. So this is your answer, 7 over 1. And 7 over 1 is the same thing as 7. Okay, so 7 over 3 divided by 1 over 3 will give you 7 over 1. As simple as that, right? Okay, let's try another example. 4.5 divided by 3 over 4. So whenever you have a mixed number, you want to work with a mixed number in dividing. When you want to divide, just like when you want to multiply, you change your mixed number to an improper fraction. So this will be 4 times 2, 8, plus 1, 9. 9 over 2 divided by 3 over 4. Now, if we look at this, they do not have the same denominators. This has 2, the first fraction has 2, and the second one has 4. But there is a way we can make both of them have the same denominator, okay? We can rewrite this. We can rewrite this to have 4 as its new denominator. And what do? We just need to multiply this denominator by 2 and this numerator by 2 to balance it out. Okay, so if you multiply this by 2, 2 times this and 2 times this, this will give you 18 over 4 divided by 3 over 4. And it's still the same, because if you simplify 18 over 4, you'd have 9 over 2. So these two are equivalent fractions, but we need it in the form of 18 over 4 so that we can divide the two fractions with common denominators. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's take the numerator first. 18 divided by 3. This will be our numerator, and then our denominator will be 4 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I remember anything divided. Okay, let's just put it out down here. So this is the numerator. It will be at the top, and this is the denominator, will be at the bottom. Okay, so your numerator, your denominator, and this would give you 18 over 3 divided by 1. Okay, what's 18 over 3? That's 6 over 1. And your answer will be 6. All right. Okay, so let's go to one final example. That's 2.5 divided by 1 over 2. So changing this to an improper fraction, that will be 5 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. Okay, we have the same denominator here. We don't need to rewrite. So we just go straight ahead. 5 divided by 1, it's 5. 2 divided by 2, it's 1. And our answer is 5. Okay, I hope you did understand this. Let's go to another way of dividing fractions, which I prefer. So this is using reciprocals to divide fractions. All right, let's understand this with some examples. We have 3 over 4 divided by 3 over 8. Now, what's a reciprocal? A reciprocal of a fraction is when you turn the fraction upside down. Let me just use that description. You turn a fraction upside down. So a reciprocal of 1 over 4 will be 4 over 1. A reciprocal of 3 over 5 will be 5 over 3. So 3 over 5 is the reciprocal of 5 over 3. 5 over 3 is the reciprocal of 3 over 5. So what's the reciprocal of a fraction again? It's when the numerator becomes the denominator, and when the denominator of the first fraction becomes the numerator. So this second fraction will be the reciprocal of the first fraction. That's why I described it as saying when you turn a fraction upside down. Okay, the number at the top becomes the number at the bottom, the number at the bottom becomes the number at the top. Alright, so that's the reciprocal of a fraction. And we're going to be using this to multiply or to divide our fractions, okay? Now, if you want to use reciprocals to divide fractions, all you need to do is you leave the first fraction the same. Remember that the first fraction must always be left as it is. And then your division turns to multiplication. And then you rewrite the second fraction as its reciprocal. So this will be times 8 over 3. Okay, times 8 over 3. So 3 over 4 divided by 3 over 8 is the same thing as saying 3 over 4 times 8 over 3. Okay, so this is using reciprocal to divide fractions. 8 over 3 is a reciprocal of 3 over 8. And when we have it this way, it's quite easier to divide because now we just multiply straight away. We can cut out numbers, cancel out numbers that are the same and simplify others. 4 divided by 4, 1. 8 divided by 4, 2. So we see our answer is straight away 2 over 1, which is 2. Okay, let's take more examples for this understanding to be established. We'll take 5 over 3 divided by 1 over 2. 1 over 2. So remember the first fraction stays the same. Your division turns to multiplication, and then you rewrite the second fraction with its reciprocal. Alright, so these two are the same. Is there anything that can cancel each other out? No. Can we simplify any number? No. So you just multiply straight away. 10 over 3, that's your answer. 5 times 2, 10. 3 times 1, 3. And then you change this to a mixed number. How many sets of 3 can you find in 10? 3. 3 times 3, 9. 10 minus 9, you subtract that 9 from 10. You have 1 left. That'll be your new numerator, and your denominator stays the same. Okay, let's go for one last example. 2 over 3 divided by 8 over 9. Okay, remember again, your first fraction stays the same. Your division turns to multiplication, and now you have 9 over 8. Okay, we can simplify some numbers here. 3 divided by 3, 1. 9 divided by 3, you have 3. 2 divided by 2, 1. 8 divided by 2, 4. So our final answer will be 3 over 4, which is in its simplest form and a proper fraction. Okay, I hope you now understand how to divide fractions using reciprocals. Let's try with mixed numbers, dividing mixed numbers. Okay, so you have 6.5 divided by 2.5. Okay, so with mixed numbers, you turn them to fractions, improper fractions, and then you begin to divide. 6 times 2, 12, 13 over 2, divided by 5 over 2. Now, we're going to use reciprocals to divide fractions from now on because it's way easier. So we have 13 over 2, the first fraction remains the same, times 2 over 5, the reciprocal. This 2 cancels out this 2. So you're left with 13 over 5. Changing this to a mixed number, how many sets of 5 can you find in 13? That's 2, which is 10. You subtract 10 from 13, you're left with 3 over 5, and this is your answer. Okay, another example. 3 divided by 2.5. Okay, this is a whole number divided by a mixed number. So remember, 3 can be rewritten as a fraction. That would be 3 over 1 divided by, you turn this mixed number to an improper fraction, 5 over 2. Okay, let's use reciprocals. The reciprocal is on the second fraction. Please don't make the mistake of turning your first fraction to a reciprocal, it won't work out. So it's the second number. 3 over 1 times, when you want to use reciprocals, 2 over 5. Nothing can cancel each other out, so we just multiply straight away. This will give us 6 over 5. An improper fraction, changing this to a mixed number, would give you one whole number, 1 over 5. Okay, and to the last example here, 2.5. Okay, let's rearrange the previous example. 2.5 divided by 3. Okay, so you turn this to a mixed number, that's 5 over 2, divided by, turn that to a fraction, 3 over 1. Okay, we're using reciprocals, we have 5 over 2 times 1 over 3 now. This would give you 5 over 6, which is already in the simplest form. Now, can you see we have the same numbers but in different positions, and that's what gave us different answers. So that's why you have to be very careful. It's the second fraction. The fraction could be in form of a proper fraction, an improper fraction, or a mixed number, or even a whole number that you can turn to a fraction. It's what you have as your device so that you turn to, that you use its reciprocal, that you write it with its reciprocal to multiply your first fraction, okay? So please be careful with the positions. It's not the first fraction that you turn to its reciprocal. It's the second one. All right. Okay, with this, we've come to the end of dividing fractions. I need you to always remember that you're loved, you're smart. The world needs you. Till we meet in the next video, I need you to keep on being the best version of yourself. Bye for now.